Assalamu alaikum guys, it's your girl Hindu hapa. So today we are going to talk about the Palestinian war that is happening, the genocide of Palestinians. What I want to say is that this genocide did not start on October 7th as it has been portrayed on all social medias and everything. The rivalry between Palestine and Israel is complex and deeply rooted conflict that has its origin in the late 19th century and early 20th century as it is continuing in this 21st century. Here is a brief overview. Late 90s, early or 20th century. By late 90s, I mean the 1800s. The Zionist movement, which sought to establish a Jewish homeland in historical Palestine, gained momentum in Europe. Jewish immigration to the region increased during this period under the Ottoman Empire rule. Kisha, the Balfour Declaration of 1917 during the World War I, immediately I think after World War I, the British government issued the Balfour Declaration, which expressed support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Sasa, who started this whatever was the British, because at first they had suggested that Uganda be the place for the Jews, but the Jews rejected Uganda. And they wanted the British to make sure that they get Palestine. By the way, if you didn't know, this is the history. And then the British mandate of 1920 to 1948, after World War I, exactly, like after World War I, 1920. The League of Nations was formed, and we all know what. Okay, if you don't know, the League of Nations was when the World War I was over. Ilikuwa the first UN, let's say ilikuwa kama United Nations, that time. Granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine. This period was increased Jewish immigration, which led to tension with Arab population. So, sasa 1947 hii ni after World War II, because World War I ended I think 1945 hapo ambao UN was formed. Sasa 1947 UN partition plan. The United Nations proposed a partition plan to divide Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, along with an international administration for Jerusalem. The plan was accepted by Jewish leaders but rejected by Arab leaders, leading to increased violence. Sasa, they didn't start October 7th, is all I'm saying. The 1948 Arab-Israeli War, this is the first Arab-Israeli War. The State of Israel declared its independence in 1948, leading to a conflict with surrounding Arab states. The war resulted in the establishment of Israel and displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinian Arabs. You guys are listening? This was 1948, after the war, World War II. Sasa, it's not October 7th. Umenielewa, 2023 haijaanza hiyo time. Anyhow, the first war started in 1948, the Arab-Israeli War, ambao the Israelis who came into Palestine as refugees declared some part of Palestine as Israel. Wame declare they have an independence in someone else's land. You guys are getting this, right? Okay. So, moving on. Israel-Arab conflict. Sasa. Several wars and conflict followed, including the Suez Crisis of 1956, Six-Day War of 1967, and Yom Kippur War 1973, which further shaped the region's dynamic. Sawa. Israeli occupation of the West Bank and the Gaza Strips. Hii ilianza 1967, not October 7th, 2023. After the Six-Day War, Israel gained control over the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. leading to the Israeli occupation of these territories. Sasa Gaza has always been like an open prison. Like if you are born there, where you are a prisoner. If you are Palestine born there, where you are a prisoner, you don't have right to your land. You have like uko tu pale, you can't get out. You just stay within. Sawa? You guys are getting this, okay? Sasa, let me continue. Okay, so that's that. It didn't start usually October 7th. And then the Palestinian Liberation Movement. Palestinian organizers, notably the Palestinian Liberation Organization, emerged to pursue the goal of Palestinian statehood and the right of Palestinian refugees. These, the leaders include the late Arafat. There is a guy called Arafat. If you've been following the Palestinian the Palestinian-Israeli war, there is a guy called Arafat, maskini marham, amekufa, ya Allah yarham. He's been one of the people who has played a big role in the Palestinian liberation movement. Sawa. And then there were peace initiatives. Over the years, various peace initiatives and negotiations have been attempted, including the Oslo Accords of 1993. But a comprehensive solution has remained inclusive. Sasa ongoing conflict. The conflict continues to this day, characterized by periodic outbreaks of violence, settlement construction in the West Bank, dispute over Jerusalem, and ongoing issues related to refugees and borders. All I'm saying is, okay, now let me give my own perspective of whatever is going on. Sawa? Mtu aje kwa land yako as awe ni refugee, wewe welcome kwa land yako, mukae na yeye. After some years aanze kusema yuataka this part mumwachie, ataka like sasa yuataka kuwatoa wale wenyeji wa ile nchi. You know, it's na whatever they are using Hamas, wana claim kuwa Hamas, ambao Hamas ni terrorist. We as a humanitarian, I also condemn the actions of Hamas. Hamas are terrorists ambao they are fighting the Israeli regime with like firearms and stuff. Lakini a question you should ask yourself, if for example Palestine hawana state, you know, they don't have the money to supply hizi mambo ya mabomu na nini, who is supplying Hamas with all this? You should ask yourself. These are questions you need to ask yourself. Who is supplying Hamas with arms? Arsenal of firearms. Nani anapea Hamas? If not those who hide behind ISIS ni terrorists. Wale ambao wana supply Al-Shabaab with weapons. It's not like, hey you guys, this is a very sensitive topic, and I'm getting emotional. Like, I don't want to get emotional. I want to be as practical as possible. Tuseme, a country iko hohehahe. First thing utanunua in that country, is it chakula ama utanunua guns? Just asking. Like a normal human reaction. Kwanza utanunua chakula, because the stomach will die you. Litakudai tumbo. Sasa utatafuta chakula, not arms. Sasa hawa terrorists nani anawasupply hizi bunduki? It's something you need to sit down and think about. Anyhow, apart from that, there is this other question you need to ask yourself. Sasa hawa terrorists, if you are to fight in any international humanitarian laws, rules za kufight ni combat versus combat. See, civilians are not, you are not allowed to kushika civilians, like to harm civilians is in any way. Like how many civilians have been killed so far? The number as of today ni almost 7,222. Nimeona leo asubuhi, I think 7,000 na kitu. Let's say 7,000. Among the children ni almost 1,000 plus. Ni watoto wadogo below 10. Hata actually ni below 5 years. Surely. Where is the self-defense of Israel hapa? Where is the self-defense? Now people feel like this is a Muslim Jewish thing. No. They've bombed the third oldest church in the world. The third oldest church. You know that Christianity started huku Jerusalem, right? Sasa the third oldest church imekuwa bombed by the Israelis. Why? Kwa nini? Like, what are you defending so hard mpaka una bomb worshipping areas? Wajua, as Muslim tumeruhusiwa mambo ya jihad, lakini we have conditions. You are not allowed to kill children, you are not allowed to kill women, you are not allowed to kill watu ambao they are not actively participating on the war, you are not allowed to kuharibu their worshipping places. Si lazima iwe tu ni msikiti, even the other parties worshipping areas, you are not allowed to harm it. Unafaa uingie with respect. Ikiwa let's say ni synagogue, ni church, ni any place ambao watu wanaabudu, you need to show respect. But whatever is happening in Israel and Palestine, it's genocide. Now if you want to stay in the bad side of history, support Israel, support America. Jana I think ni juzi, Joe Biden anasema he doesn't know the number of bodies in in Palestine. The same Joe Biden alijua watu walokufa Shakahola hii ya Kenya. Like between here Kenya na ya Palestine, which one does he have more information about? Let's be honest, bana. These people are hiding. Like, this is what they are doing. And ya Rabbi, asikufanye wewe, my listener, uende on the bad side of history. What I urge you all is this. Angalia, this is not the first time this has ever happened. I remember there was a time tukaanza kuboycott Coca-Cola, we've boycotted Starbucks, we've boycotted a lot of hizi vitu va ambao va supply pesa to the Palestinian war, to ambao yaongeza, alhamdulillah, yaongeza arms ziende ziue watu wa Palestine. Kisha some few months baadaye we came back, tukaanza kunywa tena Starbucks, tukarudi kwa Coca-Cola, tukaanza kwa CeraVe. All these brands, Google them. Let's try, guys, let's try tuwatie hasara kidogo na wao. Hii profit wanapata from hizi pesa zetu wasipate. If we are boycotting, we boycott ukweli. Tusianze kuboycott mambo ya kirongorongo. Mimi, that's all I'm saying. Na inshallah I'm going personally, ikiwa waona okay, this has been too much for me. And on a personal level, ikiwa I'm saying this, ikiwa umeona hizi information za kuona watoto wamekuwa bombed, kuona hizi a lot of injustice happening, I urge you upunguze kidogo social media. Kisha make dua, like give a prayer to these people. That's the only thing you can do. It's giving prayer to these people. Waombe wapate. Guys, like I'm nazungumza but my stomach is niko kama nimefanya panic attack. Anyhow, waombeeni dua. That's one thing they need a lot. Na ukiona hizi relief ambao you can donate to, kindly do donate. Hata kama ni 100 bob, hata kama ni chwani uko nayo peleka. Mimi personally, I am having a painting for Palestine in Karura Forest this Sunday, inshallah. We are going to paint, and a percentage, a 20 or 10%, depending on the turnout, will go to Palestine, inshallah. Nita donate on a personal level. Guys, this was like one of the quickest podcasts I had to do, because imekuwa too much kwangu kubea. Otherwise, I want to Okay, let me just finish. Before I finish, I want to wish all Form 4s and Standard 8, all candidates, success in the exams. And inshallah, they'll perform. And inshallah, for Palestine, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you for listening till the end of the show. From your lovely host, Hindu Hussein, and from your lovely show, it's your girl Hindu and other stories. Stay tuned for more amazing stories. Salut!